Hello everybody and welcome in. My name is Yolanda Roos and this is my channel of facilitated light, well-being, healing for your body, mind, and soul. So we do these messages as timeless messages. We do follow every day when I do them, but there is something in here if you found it at a different time, probably that your spirit guides, angels, or just a message you need to hear, something within it. Could be part of it, all of it. So today I'm just pulling on a message that the universe wants you guys to have. So this is, like I said, collective in general. Sometimes it's going to resonate, sometimes it's not. If you're joining me again, thank you for coming back. If you are new to the channel, welcome in. This is designed to be a tool that the universe can use when you need to hear the message that we're speaking about. So it's not about money, fame, anything. I literally do these every day, and it's to grow the channel so it has multiple videos that when you need it, it will send you the content. Okay, so I want to put into the universe well-being, higher vibrations, frequency that we can live by, that will help us to grow and expand and live a full, abundant, happy life. And abundance is not just money, it's fullness of life. I want you to live your life, not go through life. So we're going to get started with the cards. Today I felt the need, I wanted to get on. It's earlier in the morning. I'm going to play bingo. I've played bingo with things, but I got invited to go. And I was excited, and I was like, oh, because I went to the doctor. If you've watched, I don't know if I shared, like, the doctor's like, do you go to clubs? Do you go to church? Do you have friends? And I was like, I don't have that. I'm very busy doing stuff. So when my friends asked me from work, I was like, oh, yeah, that'll be good. And then I tried to talk myself out of it yesterday. Stupid mind. So I don't know if this is something you're dealing with, like you want to expand, but you're like, well, it's going to be a little people-y. I don't like big crowds of people. I don't mind, but like I said, oh, there you go, that old Yolanda trying to talk you out of it. So maybe you're dealing with something of that, but I feel I got some stuff done this week. I'm progressively working on cleaning out and getting my house ready for the winter. So maybe like that's how we've been talking about, like purging and cleaning out things you no longer need. And I am trying to do it, and I'm doing it one step at a time, because if I look at all the different things that are going on, then it becomes too much. So yesterday I did good. I think I got dishes done. I cleaned out the kitchen. Like, we had been busy doing things, and we had a cooler, and there was some dirt for when I was doing plants and you name it. I got the bathroom cleaned. I got some sweeping, and I just got a little bit of this, a little bit of that done, and I take that as a win. And some people be like, oh, you should do more. Nope, I'm living a life that's peaceful, happiness, and filled with things that I like to do, and then sprinkling in the things that have to be done, because life is meant to be lived. So I am learning that. Maybe you are too. So today I'm getting all my stuff done and out of the way. I felt to do the video. My tea is steeping, and then I'll probably finish up doing some of the things that I want to get done, because then when I go, it won't be in the back of my mind thinking, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that, because that's what I do. I'm worried about things, but not in a way. I just want to make sure I get things done. Nobody comes to my house usually, so I think it's just more for me. I like when my house is picked up and clean. It's not always there, and sometimes I just say, F it. I'm not going to make myself crazy. And then the next day I get it all cleaned up. So that's a little side note. So maybe somebody else is dealing with it, or they're feeling like, but today is going to be a nice day, I think. If you're watching this video, it is on the new moon. So this is the new cycle. So we are going to pull one card from the moon deck. My energy's been pretty good. I don't know how you are, but these solar flares have been making me a little, I'm okay earlier, but like it's making my body feel a little weird and a little achy, like if I'm not moving. So I don't know if it's like purging things, or it's just like if you go out in this, like I'll get tired, and I'm going to bed at like a decent time, because I'm trying not to push myself, because the solar flares will make you feel like you've been out in the sun for a whole day. You could just be out for a little bit because it's intense. It's like the magma, plasma, all that is blowing out into the universe, and it hits and it pulls the magnetic field, and some of it comes through, and we get it. Being in the sun is good. It's activating, but as it activates you, it makes you tired because you have to recalibrate. So don't be worried if you're tired right now, or you might have headaches. You might make sure you're drinking, because it's not about like, oh, I gotta drink water. It's about dehydration. You will get it during these flares because it's hot, it's drier. It'll make it feel humid because it's evaporating all the moistures into the air, but then it makes you feel dry in your throat. It's a weird combo because you're drying up at the same time too. If you get outside, it's good. Just be careful of too much direct sun, because right now that sun is super intense. So, just protect yourself a little bit. But being out and getting some sunshine is great. Just be aware that, if you're not feeling well, or if you overexpose yourself and you don't hydrate and take care of yourself, it could make you feel tired or even not feel very well. All right, cards for you today. What do we have? Let's see. What's the first card out for our collective? And like I said, this is collective. This could be your message. Maybe it's not. So your first card we got out is the Wheel of Fortune. Now it's in reverse. It means there could still be a little bit of delays. It's coming. Like, I think that this part of when we did the reading for the new moon, that is in the descriptions or in the list of things, the new moon was showing a pause, a breathe, to get you to the last parts of what you need to do to start this new cycle. Because once we go into the cycle, it's going to stay with you for a little while. And then we got Six of Emotions, which is Six of Cups. That is family, memories, things and people from the past. So you could see some people coming in or remember nostalgia. And I think that what's happening is there's a little bit of a delay, which might cause you to be thinking on those things. Because this person, she's like remembering her old self. I'm feeling like also this could be like what you left behind, what you didn't do, maybe regret. So be careful you don't get into your head too much. I feel like with this delay, there's going to be that pondering, or, the things that you maybe didn't accomplish, or the things that you wanted that you might go back and say, I really wanted to do this before and I never did it, or it never went through. And maybe, let's see what the last card is. Maybe you're going to remember that youthful spark that you had. I'm hoping that that's what's coming back to everybody, that because when you get a little overwhelmed and you're doing everything, you kind of lose that childhood spark. This card makes me think like you're thinking about when you were a kid and the things you did. And I know I've been talking about nostalgia lately, about wow, as a kid I remember we did this and that. And my husband and I were driving through to go pick up a lawnmower, and we couldn't see any kids. There was nobody playing. Like, as a kid, you couldn't keep us from being outside. We were dirty. We played. We were in the streets. We were walking through the woods. We were I don't think anybody goes outside or does things, or it just happened to be when we were going through, but like there was nobody outside. I was like, oh, I don't think, are people scared of the outside? I said, man, we would be playing until they called us in for dinner, and you go get washed up and you come, and you have dinner with your family. So I don't know. I'm hoping they're deep in the woods and I just couldn't see them. You need to be in nature. You need to have things going on. So I think this is one set. So there's a delay and a pause that's going to make you ponder and think about things in the past, or people from the past will come back into your mind. You'll be thinking about them. And then you have Ace of Voices, which is Ace of Swords. That's clarity, knowledge, wisdom coming in. So maybe something's going to come in. Maybe that's what it is. There's something coming in, because these three came out together. So I'm going to read them together. And it's morning, so my asthma bothers me. So you've got wisdom coming in, knowledge, things that have become clear, okay? And then you have the Magician in reverse, which the Magician is creating, but when it's in reverse means you could be a little off kilter, maybe not creating things, or maybe just not in the creation mode, or trying to figure out, maybe you're in a dry spell. This pause, you know, maybe there's something you're realizing, but maybe there's something you realize causes you to have to stop for a second, be like, wait, you know, and then, or it puts you in a tailspin, because if it's something that's from the past, it could be something that's not really great for you to remember, or somebody from the past, or a situation, or a failure, or accomplishment, or what you were, it's something from your past that seems to be coming up because of a delay, because you've had time to think, you know, you're just kind of hanging, or you get frustrated and impatient because there's a delay, and it brings up some stuff from your past. And then because you realize something, because sometimes this is a card of, in the reverse, it shows like you're thinking about it in a different view, but it's in the upright, so I think it's just past things. So there's clarity, wisdom, or knowledge that's come in, but it's caused you to not be in a manifesting, or you are not using, like it might have like stopped you for a second. And then you have Five of Voices in the reverse, and that's Five of Swords in reverse, which means you're not going to fight or argue anymore. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe there's something from your past that you're remembering, and maybe the misfortune or the delays, or you're just thinking on things. And what's happening is, because you're realizing the truth of the matter, it's kind of stunting you to go and do anything, not even fight. Like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to fight. I know what's going on. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm not going to fight with you. I'm not going to win. I'm done. I remember, and I'm not doing it anymore. That's what I'm getting. Because I feel like something has made you realize that maybe something you were creating, something you were doing, something you were believing or fighting for or working toward, you realize this is just energy, guys. So, take it as it resonates with you. That's why I try to tell you what the cards are, so you can see how it's applying in your life. But it's almost like you've realized something, and it's kind of made you not want to be a part of it, not want to create something with it or from it or around it. And it's kind of like made you withdraw, because we've been dealing with finding answers and going within for the answers that you need. Like, something's not right. You need to find the answers to something. And I think what it is you don't want to engage. And I feel like it's causing you to almost shut down a little bit, because you're realizing things or something from the past is coming back. And that Wheel of Fortune in the reverse is, are you remembering something that didn't go right? Are you, like, I didn't want to go to the bingo yesterday. Could you have been like, oh, well, last time I went, or I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to fight with people. I don't want to be, I know what the truth is, or I'm realizing what happened and now I don't want to. Or you realize what happened and you were fighting for something you shouldn't have been fighting for, and it wasn't really worth, was it really worth it? Was it really? And then it kind of shuts you down, and you're like, wait, maybe I made a mistake, or maybe maybe I was working towards something I shouldn't be doing. Queen of Voices in reverse, not being logical, being a little haphazard. So maybe you're just feeling a little off kilter, unbalanced. Yeah, going within. Yeah, you have some stuff that you're dealing with. And that's why I think this new moon is coming in for, it was Breathe. And like, I think it's a month to recalibrate, because I feel like a lot of us in the last month it was figuring out the imbalances, removing things that no longer serve you. And I think what has happened is, I'm going to say a majority of you said, yeah, I really need to take care of that. But now this is the month of, what am I going to do to fix it before I start this new cycle? Knowing that there's something, knowing that you're imbalanced, knowing that maybe you're frustrated about something, knowing that you are not feeling up to par, or that it's aggravating you, that it's there. Just make sure that you are getting yourself grounded, balanced. That's a new word, bounded. A combination of balancing and grounding. I think that what's happening is you're realizing the things that need to be done, but I don't think you know how to do it or what you need to do to put it into place. And I think what it is it's a time of quietness. It's a time of reflecting. And when I keep seeing stop, reflect about where you were, past situations, past people, am I repeating cycles? It's like taking a moment to just think a second, to be quiet. You're not going to be creating anything. You're going to be figuring out what you need to do to put your life back into balance, to put your life back to where you were going, like the trajectory we've been talking about. I think we've gotten off our path a little bit because of life, because of, things, it just happens. But I think we're feeling it because now this new thing is coming in and it's saying, okay, time to get your crap together. We have a new thing for you. We've given you time to be in your feels and, figure out what's going on. And I think you've had, I don't know if it's an epiphany. I'm trying to think of how to, I'm feeling like you're realizing now, I need to do something different. This isn't working. But the problem is I don't know what to do. That is the overall feel that I'm getting. Knowing there has to be change, knowing you're not balanced, but like, where do I start? Kind of like cleaning a house that looks like a whirlwind or a child's room. We've talked about that. And I think that's exactly what it needs to be. You need to evaluate what you've been doing, evaluate your past choices, the things you've been through, and see if there's patterns that you might be able to change or make different choices, or say, I don't want that anymore. And say, okay, I'm going to start from today and I'm going to choose to make decisions that lead me toward the path I want to be in. And even though it's not going to be easy and I might stumble and I might have a mishap, I'm going to project myself to a position and a place that I want to be. Because we choose our destiny with our choices. We choose the things that there are some things we're going to have to experience. That's the destiny part. But we don't always, we choose how we get there. There's certain things, like I said, that are yours that you're going to experience, good, bad, and the ugly. How you get there is your choice. What you allow in your life is your choice. So maybe you need to reevaluate maybe some of the imbalance is from other people, but because you have allowed it. And I'm not talking like I don't have that problem. I still have that problem because I want to make sure everybody's taken care of and everybody's happy and I'm pleasing everybody, and that's starting to change. And that's, I said it's kind of good and bad. I shouldn't have to, pick and choose between it. But what happens is you get drained. You get not filled back up, and then you start to fall apart and everybody else is thriving. And then I want everybody to thrive, but we all need to thrive. We all need to be something. We all need to take care of ourselves. Part of what was coming in is like self-care. All right, so these cards don't want to pop, so let's see. What card do you want for these beautiful collectives to feel here? This is my elemental deck. Please pop a card for them. That's what I feel like. Oh, it's morning. I'm tired. All right, so you got change and wind. Yeah, things are moving. There's change coming. And to me, that almost looks like chaos, because when there's change, things are stirred upside down sometimes. And at first, it feels like this reminds me kind of like what the Tower moment feels like. Everything's being pulled up and, shook around. But the idea of the Tower is that it's the best for you because there's something that you have become comfortable with, stuck in, and the universe says, we have something beautiful for you. And you're like, nah, I'm good. I'm having a good time. I'm comfortable here. And the universe, no, we have this great, you have something that you're supposed to have, get. And you're like, nah, I'm good. The universe, the angels are like, no, she doesn't realize what's going on. She doesn't want to be stirred up. She doesn't want to be scared. She just, and the universe goes poof, and then this is what happens. See that? And they're like, nope, she needs change. She don't change, we're going to help her. Because your guides love you, remember? They're going to keep you on your GPS. They're going to take you where you need to go. And your angel's probably over here, oh, it's okay. We're going to get through this, Yolanda. We're going to get through this. And the God's like, come on. She needs to do this. She's waiting. So there's change coming, guys. Your guide wants you to be on the trajectory you're supposed to be on the path that's going to lead you to that higher frequency, that better life, that goal that you came here to do. We don't all have the same goal. So when we look at our life and we start comparing ourselves to other people, you're just abusing yourself, because we don't have the same goal. We don't have the same thing. We did not all come here for the same thing. We came to help humanity, but we do it in a different way. So we all have to find what they call our north, our arrow, our thing. And with life, the one thing you can be certain of is change. And even when you resist it, there's going to be change. It's just the way life is. And I think that's what's happening. There's this change that's coming in, and it's like, and this card makes me feel like this is not little change. I feel like one little thing she's doing is going to be like the thread that you pull out of the sweater, and it all unravels. Okay, so get ready for change. And it could seem a little overwhelming at first, but it's so good for you. It's something different. It's something you need. But if you don't choose, it's going to have to be disaster to be unfolded into your life. Because like I said, there are certain things you're going to go through, certain things we have to experience that are part of our like soul contract type of thing. I don't know what you call it, but that's you have something you have to go through. Like I said, you choose the path, but the certain things that you need to be a part of. And sometimes I think people want to make an excuse, like, oh, I must have been a bad person, I must have done something, somebody must have cursed me. You know what? Sometimes you just got to go through something, because that's what your soul know you needed to be something better. And sometimes we go through stupid things, or it seems stupid, and there's nothing you did. It was for your benefit. It was for your growth. How are you going to grow if you're never pushed to the extreme? How are you going to grow if you're not having to experience and purge out the stupid crap that we like to hold on to, or the things that, maybe you have something that you're going to have to do, conquer, or go through, and you're not ready for it. And your guides are like, oh, we better prepare her. We better get her ready. We better stir some stuff up in a different way so she is ready and she can handle it. He can handle it, because the things that you go through are meant to grow you, get you where you need to be so you can handle the situations. That's why we're taught school, so we can go out in the world. Our parents teach us right from wrong most of the time, and we can be a normal functioning person in society. Sometimes we go through hardships to learn what friends we don't need and friends we do need. Don't go out in the dark. Somebody could hurt you. Maybe you get into a scuffle. Maybe you get robbed. I don't know. If you're not careful with who you are and you don't learn your lessons, we sometimes have to go through hardships. You don't pay your electric bill, you know what? They're going to turn your electric off. When you're young and you're stupid and you don't, oh, it's not a big deal, I'll pay for it later. When you don't pay your bills, your things are taken from you. So you have to learn to budget. You have to learn to spend your money wisely. When you're young, you get $10. Ooh, I'm going to go buy candy and everything and I want. And then as you get older, as you work for your money or you give money, you have to learn to be wise with it. That comes with experience. That comes with, oh man, I spent all my money. I guess I'm eating ramen, or I'm gonna eat at home this week because I didn't spend my money wisely. Something of that nature. Oh, this one popped a lot quicker than the other one. All right, the two cards you have are structure, build a strong foundation. Yeah, I think this is that thing of, it's pretty, I like these cards. This is that thing I was talking about. You learn what you need to learn through experience, but we're building strong foundations because what we're going into is going to be here a while. So you don't want your foundation to be weak. And that's why I think this month is an extra month to, now you've balanced things, you've figured out what you need to do. Now this month, it's a plan of action. Let's set up your groundwork. You're going into winter or you're going into summer, wherever you're located. And you are making good, strong, balanced choices that are going to set you up and keep you level, or things that you can pull on to keep you level. I am light, pure divine essence. The strong structure could also be what you're basing your life on. Are you doing things for the light? And the light just means doing it in a higher vibration, a higher awareness, in the open. Because the dark is not always bad. It's just in the background, in the shadows, dealing with shadow work. Sometimes dark can be a lower frequency if you are trying to be sneaky in the shadows. In the dark could also mean you just need quiet. You just need, you need healing. You know, quietness, sleeping, the dark, protection. So this, I think, is this new foundation, and you need to base it on some light, some love. You need to be receiving the messages from the divine, from the creator, because they want to help you to build this strong foundation. So you might have to reach out for some inspiration. Like I said, a lot of us do not know what we need to do to find that balance. We know it's there, that there's a problem, but that's maybe where you need to go in and say, okay, I want to change. I want to have a balanced, full life. What do I need to do? And then you wait for the signs. You know, you don't just sit around and be like, oh, I can't hear it. It's not going to happen. It's going to come through synchronicities. You're going to read something. You're going to see something. You're going to get a sign from something. Somebody might tell you, you know, do some research, and you might go, oh, wow, you know, because the spirit can lead you to that rabbit trail that will bring you to the knowledge that you need. So I'm just going to pull one card for this new moon cycle. What is the starting of this new moon cycle? Go wild. Full moon in Leo. And that's the month we're in. We're still in Leo. Oh, we just left it. Now we're in Virgo. So I think it's experiencing life. Being that carnal person you are to some extent. Not being tamed. Be who you are. That's part of the messages that have been coming out. This message and this cycle that's coming in, it's like, be free. Be who you're supposed to be. Don't let other people, you know, tell you or control you into what they think you should be. Be your true person, and find the balance within that. Because when you can be to your true north and true to who you are, two things: you're going to start going on the right path because you're going to be living the truth within you, and you're going to be happy because you're not going to be pretending or faking or living in this world that you're really not fitting into. And when you start acting the way you're supposed to be and who you are, and there's no set guideline. Listen, you are who you are. You need to embrace it. If you want certain things or like certain things, and, you know, and you're going to be who you're going to be, and the right people will come to you then you will find your tribe. But if you're trying to be some fake person that fits into everything, you're not going to be happy, and you're not really going to truly fit. The people that are happy, and I think a lot of people fake happiness, but if you're truly happy, then you're in the vibration that you need to be. But if you really just feel off and you're not like upset, you just don't, it's just not like, everybody seems to be so like, oh, that's so great, whatever. And you're like, okay, I can go with it, but this is not my jam. This isn't fulfilling me. This isn't, you know, giving me what I need. That's when you need to evaluate, am I in the wrong group? Am I following things that don't really resonate with me? Am I working towards stuff that really isn't for me? It's for somebody else. Am I trying to fit a mold that I don't fit into? Those are the questions. All right. So last card out. What do we got here? I am the master of my mind. Yes. You control what you think. Oh, kind of. You do, because you put programming in. But you can reset yourself. You can put your mind where it needs to be. Your mind is very, 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 very powerful. What you think on is what you bring in. What you set your mind to is what you draw into you. So you control what's happening. So you can blame anybody you want, but pretty much you are the person that's controlling your brain. You're allowing it to be manipulated. You're allowing it to be enlightened. You're allowing whatever it is, you are the control. It's what you're thinking on, what you're holding, what you're not releasing, what you're pondering on, what you're going toward, what you think when nobody else knows. This is what's really happening. That's like when you go to sleep and you dream, your dreams are going to tell you more what's going on. So pay attention to your dreams. Maybe that's for somebody. If you really want to know what's happening and what's percolating in that beautiful mind of yours, follow your dreams. Ask before you go to bed to understand what's happening in your mind, because when you go to sleep, your subconscious is able to open up, and that's what's connected to the divine, you as a soul, and your mind is just a little it's a little computer. It just runs you. It makes you breathe. It makes you think. It puts all the knowledge where it's supposed to go. It makes you sick or it makes you healthy. So guys, I think you need to take a moment, figure out what you need to do for this message. So if this is resonating with you, you need to figure out what you need to do. Be true to yourself and know that your mind is what's going to bring in what you need to do. Because that manifestation card that came up, that's this. What you think on is what you bring into your life. So maybe you need to change the way you're thinking about things so you can change the direction that you bring in your life, because opportunities come from the universe based on what you're thinking, what you want. And the other thing is you need to be true to who you are. Allow the true, authentic, wild person to come out, because that's what's going to make you happy when you can embrace who you really are. Now, as long as you're not hurting somebody, but like the essence of what you want, how you dress, how you present, what you think, what you believe in. You need to be true to who you are and what you are, because like I said, if you are true to yourself, that's when you'll get the people that come in. You're going to find a happiness. You're going to start going on the path and being led toward the place you're supposed to be. If you're living a fake life, or you're living what people think you should live, you're not going to find that happiness, that contentment, or that end thing. Or you might become totally off your trajectory, that you'll have this chaos come in to put you back where you need to be, because you came here with a mission. You came here with a purpose. Remember, you were created with a purpose. Nobody has the same purpose. Everybody's working towards something for humanity, but we all have our own part to play. Guys, have a great day. I hope this helps you. Until next time, au revoir.